What is happening, baby? Welcome back to the Huddle Chat Sports Show, presented by the Huddle Chat Sports Network and Danklyfe clothing brand. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm your host, as always, Dallas Clark, also known as Indo is my Nindo, and we are continuing our coverage of all 32 teams and their drafts. We are approaching the end of our draft coverage as we approach the beginning of the most wonderful time of the year, the beginning of football season, and the start of your fantasy football research. So Fantasy Football Huddle will be returning within the next week or so. That is the fan favorite and the primary focus of the Huddle Chat Sports Network. However, we are also going to be continuing the high roller huddle over here on THCSN and winning y'all some money. However, we are still talking all 32 teams, NFL draft coverage, and as far as the Huddle Chat Sports Show goes, we are going to be talking all of the big news leading up to kickoff for you, which is just about 7 or 8 Sundays from now. As of the recording of this video, not really sure when you're watching it or not. However, like I said, we're continuing our draft coverage, and we are in the midst of the AFC East, which is slowly becoming one of the most competitive divisions in football, which it really was not this competitive at all when Tom Brady ruled this division so long ago. Speaking of Tom Brady, we're talking about Tom Brady's alma mater as far as the NFL goes, and the Godfather, the Emperor, the evil Emperor as of Bill Belichick, as we talk about the New England Patriots and their draft of 2023. They had a nice, sweet draft, and we're going to get nice and deep into it. But before we do, I got to make sure to ask you to do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel. It also does me a huge favor, bigger than you'll even know, and doing yourself the favor by hitting that notifications bell so you stay on alert whenever we come out with all these episodes, because we're going to start coming out with multiple episodes a day on all different platforms here on the Huddle Chat Sports Network. While you're at it, please drop a thumbs up. Let your boy know that you like the content, because it makes my day seeing all of those likes and how many people are enjoying my content. So thank y'all so much for the onslaught of love that I've been receiving, and all of the subscribers that are helping me reach that 100 subscriber milestone here on the new channel for the Huddle Chat Sports Network. Now, before we get started, as always, I gotta extend the invite to you, the invite that you do not have to accept if you do not partake. But if you do, now's the time to smoke them if you got them. So fill up your cup, roll something up, and let's get right into the news. So as I said in the opening, we're going to be talking about the New England Patriots and their 2023 NFL Draft. Congratulations to all these young men who have made it to the NFL through the NFL Draft. On to the first pick that the New England Patriots had in the NFL Draft will be Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback. We're talking about him. He's going to be a very prototypical cornerback coming out of the draft. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, so he's got some really decent size that you love to have in your secondary. He's got great length, but he also plays with extremely great vision. He plays like a little guy despite his speed, despite his size. He has that speed and agility that allows him to move like a smaller defender in between the lanes, in and out of defenders, in and out of traffic. And he causes chaos out there in the middle. He does have great field sense and great IQ, and he can have an immediate impact on this team and start making plays immediately. Christian Gonzalez is going to be a star on this New England Patriots defense. The next pick we're going to be talking about for the New England Patriots in this draft is going to be the defensive lineman from Georgia Tech, Kevin White. He's got great length. He's 6'5". He's extremely big, but he's not oversized. He can still move effectively while plugging the gaps and disrupting pass lanes. He does also have pure versatility. He can move to either the interior or the exterior of the defensive line, even though he probably will play the best on the exterior of the defensive line. He will need to add some strength to play against those interior offensive linemen and to make more of an impact as far as run defense goes. But he does have extreme athleticism, and he's, like I said, has that great length. I think Kevin White is going to be a great addition to this defensive line, who has started to lose some of those pieces due to age. Before we move on to the next pick in the draft, I want to give a big shout out yet again to our favorite sponsor, Danklyfe clothing brand. Danklyfe brand is going to be your home for customized apparel and customized sports merchandise. If you're anything like myself and you're tired of looking like your postman who doesn't even have NFL Network package on his DirecTV, then you're going to go ahead and hit up Danklyfe brand. They have an amazing selection, and if there's anything that you want customized, you have any of your own ideas, you can definitely get in contact with my favorite people at Danklyfe, and they'll get you started off right. I've had recent people go there for golf shirts, different golf hats, all kind of different things. And everybody that I've heard from that's contacted Danklyfe brand has been extremely happy. So please make sure you contact Danklyfe brand. They're going to be a big reason why we have all of this gear that we're going to be giving away once we hit that 100 subscribers over here on the Huddle Chat Sports Network. So if you haven't yet, make sure you look down at the bottom of this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you have not yet, join Notification Squad and hit that noti bell as well, so you know whenever we're talking about what you want to hear about as soon as it comes out. Next pick we're going to be talking about for the New England Patriots is going to be Marte Mapu, defensive back. He's 6'3", 215 pounds, so he's got that great size, just like the first defensive back that they drafted, Christian Gonzalez. You kind of see a theme with what the New England Patriots are going with here in this draft. They're adding big bodies and big playmakers to their team. As far as Marte Mapu goes, he is the exact size you want in your secondary, as I said, and he can also play linebacker. He's got that versatility, and we've seen him play linebacker. As far as playing linebacker, at 215 pounds, you're definitely going to want to see him add some size as he gets his man body when he hits the NFL. He's extremely versatile, as we've said, and he's an excellent athlete. He's an outstanding defender, and he's great in run support, but he does need to work on being more fluid in zone coverage. Next pick that the New England Patriots had is going to be offensive lineman out of Troy, Jake Andrews. He's great in both run protection and pass protection. He's an all-around offensive lineman. He does not do much movement, though. Most of his gameplay is going to be at the point of attack. He does need to improve on his footwork so you can see him get to that second level and make more moves and create bigger holes in an offensive scheme like the New England Patriots that plays that in the trenches, old school, nose to the grindstone football. So Jake Andrews is going to be a great addition to this team and a potential future star on this offensive line. They also, as far as the rest of the New England Patriots picks go, they didn't really make much more splash in the NFL draft as far as big picks that we need to spend a ton of time on. They did draft another kicker, which would be Chad Ryland, who really could grow to be somebody they can rely on and depend on in that kicker position over the next decade or so. They did draft another massive-bodied project offensive lineman, Sidy Sow, as well as another offensive lineman, Antonio Maffey. Both are going to be big-bodied offensive linemen that need a lot of work, but you can see that they're trying to potentially build a great foundation for their offensive line in the future. And then they also drafted a pair of young wide receivers that may make impact on the special teams early on and could grow into potentially being something, but we know what the New England Patriots typically do with wide receivers that they draft, so we're not going to spend a ton of time talking about those two young men. And then also drafted Malik Cunningham, a practice squad quarterback. That's not really a Patriot-style quarterback. I think that was kind of just best player available at that point. All in all, I think the New England Patriots really did a great job in this draft. Their defense has been one of their biggest reasons for being such a dominant force in these recent years, in these recent decades, this recent run of terror that we've all witnessed from you New England Patriots fans. And they're just going to continue to build it for the future. They added a lot of protection for their offensive unit, and they added a lot of size and playmaking ability on their defensive unit. This was a very solid draft by the New England Patriots, which is why they're going to get a very solid B from the Huddle Chat Sports Show and Indo is my Indo. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to today's coverage of the New England Patriots draft of 2023. We're going to be continuing our coverage of the AFC East and coming out with some fantasy football huddle and high roller huddle episodes extremely soon for you. I'm going to get up out of here. As always, keep your chin up and your attitude down. I'll see you next time. I'm out of here, baby.
Thank you.